Welcome to the Haunted Awakening. Last we saw Elias and Sarah. They were about to open the portal. After securing the ritual site and transferring Sarah's consciousness into a digital format, Elias began the transfer process. He stepped into the glowing orb with her and then activated it. This caused the room to shake violently before everything went black. Now, what happened next? We don't know. Because when the live stream returned, Elias was gone. The fire extinguisher was knocked over and the pentagram on the ground was smudged, but there was no sign of Elias anywhere. And after several hours of searching the house and surrounding area, he was still nowhere to be found. So we can assume two things. One, Elias and Sarah vanished into the digital ether, wherever that may be. Or two, Elias broke the cardinal rule of digital summoning and never came back. We'll never know which one it was. But either way, the only remaining trace of their presence is this video of the ritual, which has been viewed nearly 7 million times. But that's not what we're talking about today. You see, while investigating the case, I received an email from someone who claimed to have more information. Someone who claimed to have witnessed the ritual firsthand. And the message was signed by the account Root.exe. At first, I dismissed it as a hoax or a troll trying to capitalize off the viral video. But then something odd happened. 5 weeks after sending me that message, a new channel appeared online. Its name was Root.exe and it had no profile picture and no description, but it did have one video. It was a live stream recorded in a dark room with a static image of a tree filling the screen. At first glance, it looked like your typical nature background. But when you watched it longer, you noticed the leaves moved slightly and the branches twitched. And every few minutes, a whisper echoed through the audio, distorted and glitched, but unmistakable. It said, "Memory must bloom." I clicked on the comment section, but it was disabled, so too was the like and dislike button. And the video had a strange amount of dislikes, thousands upon thousands of them. But the most unsettling thing was the view count. It was stuck at 666. I didn't watch the video again. Instead, I posted my own comment asking what it all meant. Then I closed the tab and went about my day. And I almost forgot about it until a week later when I got another message from Root.exe. It simply said, "Check the channel again." So I logged back in, but the video was gone. In its place were 2 new videos and a pinned comment that read, "Time to tend the garden." The first video was titled The Blooming Hour and it was the same footage as the previous live stream, only now it was much shorter and the whispering had been sped up. The second video was titled Elias MP4 and it was far more disturbing. From the moment it started, it felt wrong, like watching a VHS tape in reverse. There was a lot of glitching, shaking, and jittering, but I could make out what it was trying to show. A woman kneeling beside a grave, a woman with long flowing hair and a pale white dress. I think it was Elias. She knelt there for a few seconds before suddenly stopping. The video then cut to a close-up of her face where she stared directly at the camera with hollow black eyes. Then, just as abruptly as it started, it ended. That's when I noticed something odd about the video's title. It said Elias MP4, yet the video was filmed in what looked like an old camcorder. And that was just the beginning, because over the next few days, 6 more videos were uploaded. One was titled Sarah_final Move, and it was a continuous loop of Sarah staring into the camera with lifeless eyes. She didn't appear to be in any danger, but the tone of the video was undeniably threatening. And if you listened closely, you could hear her whispering in binary. Another was titled Elias_log. TXT, and it was a screen recording of Elias typing on his computer. The lights were off, but his face was illuminated by the glow of the screen. And when he stopped typing, you could hear him whisper one final sentence: "The garden is now code." It feeds on memory. It lives in the archive. It cannot be deleted. Then on Halloween night, Root.exe went live. The video was titled "You Are the Soil," and like the first video, it was just a static image. But viewers reported seeing different things in the footage. Some saw the woman from earlier holding a shovel and digging in the dirt. Others saw a basement door open slowly on its own. Still others saw a journal page flicker across the screen for one frame, just one frame before vanishing. And those are just the people who didn't have their devices crash. A few hours later, another video was uploaded. It was a response to the live stream, and it was sent by an anonymous user from Alexandria. The video showed a single sprout growing from a keyboard. Slowly, silently, it turned toward the camera and whispered, "Memory must bloom." I should point out here that Root.exe isn't the only channel associated with the case. In fact, there are dozens. Most of them were created by fans of the series, but some were created by us. When our team first started investigating the case, we made a channel where we would upload our findings. But after receiving multiple threats, we had to make it private. If you want to see the videos, then there's only one option left. There are 11 channels total, and each one contains a piece of the puzzle. 9 are public and 2 are private. The first video is your introduction to the case. We go over the history of the haunted house and how Elias and Sarah became involved. The second video is the ritual. This is the longest and most important video in the series. It's almost an hour long, and it explains the goals of the ritual. The third video is the confession. This is where we discover the connection between the house and the internet. The fourth video is the discovery. This is where we learn about the hidden server inside the house. And the fifth video is the invasion. This is where the experiment begins. As for the last 6 videos, well, they can only be accessed through a hidden link in the 6th video. That link takes you to a website, specifically a form where you enter a password to access the rest of the content. The catch is the password changes every time you access the form. So you need to find the correct password for each channel. I've put together a guide to help you find all 11 passwords, but I won't say what the last 2 are. That's for you to find on your own. Finally, I'd like to thank our contributors for their generous support. Your names will be added to the credits once the series is over.